My dear friends, permit me to address you again today on something that is a bit somber than the usual videos I make here on YouTube and on the channel. I'd like to come to you again today to appeal for help for the people in the southern Cameroons, where I come from. Last year, I appealed to yourselves to raise funds to help in the effort in southern Cameroons. And at that time, we saw tens of thousands of people displaced from their homes. We saw dozens of people killed daily. We saw thousands others maimed. I showed you graphic pictures of people that had suffered immensely from the conflict in the southern Cameroons. Now, let me give you a bit of background about the southern Cameroons. The southern Cameroons is the English-speaking part of Cameroon that comprises two provinces, the northwest and the southwest provinces. The rest of the country is French-speaking, what they call the Eastern Cameroons. The divide in Cameroon was caused when the Second World War ended, and the French and English, having defeated the Germans that were earlier occupants of Cameroon since 1884, took over these territories, took over Cameroon actually, and shared it between the French and the English. For some reason, the English-speaking part of the country has been marginalized in terms of jobs, opportunities, political appointments, and so on. Now, this has caused anguish in the English-speaking regions, something that has been boiling over decades and which exploded sometime last year or just the year before when I made that video to ask for help. The situation on the ground now is that despite there being political dialogue between the government and these forces, there's no letting up of war and conflict and disaster and antagonism. Now, I'm here today to talk specifically about orphans that are the result of this protracted conflict. I have just received pictures of children that have been born in the forest, in the bushes where their parents have been hiding. A lot of these children can never have a normal life. And it's entirely distressing to see a child, a newborn child, without a crib, without a pram, being, managed in the bushes without the bare necessities of life. One picture particularly caught my eye was the picture of a child that was given a teddy bear, and the child hugged it and said, "Mama, Mama." Now, in his little mind, he thought that the teddy bear was his mom, because his mom and dad had died in the conflict. I want to stop now and salute the various organizations on the ground that have put in a huge effort to help orphans from the crisis in the southern Cameroons. Some have managed to, gather people around the forests, in the hinterlands. They've been able to gather wood and bring pots and pans together, and been able to, smuggle food into the territory, harvest their roots in the forest to prepare primitive meals for these children so they can keep them alive. Now, I thought to myself that I am one of the lucky ones because I escaped from this conflict before things got out of hand. Actually, I left Cameroon when there was no conflict of this nature. We had political conflicts, which led some of us journalists to flee the country. But there was nothing of the scale that I'm reporting to you right now, my friends. Those of us that have escaped from the conflict and come to this part of the world fare better. I take myself as an example. I wake up every day in a large house with so many bedrooms we can't even use all. We have amenities. We have food, sometimes in excess. We have warm clothing. We have heating, hot water. But each night, when I go to bed, I think of these children. I think of the lack, the penury, the suffering, the anguish. Not just on the faces of these children, but on the faces of those that take care of them. They themselves don't fare any better. They lack the bare necessities of life. Now, I know some of you might be cynical about this and say, but Big Man Tyrone, we can't go helping everybody. I agree. Even the Bible that I read tells me that there will always be the poor among you. It means poverty will never be completely eradicated from the face of the earth. But the great English thinker Edmund Burke said something. He said that all that is necessary for the triumph of evil is that good men do nothing. Because if everyone does something, a little something, to help in every situation, poverty may not be eradicated, but it will be alleviated. And that's why I'm coming to you today. I need the good people of this channel. Those that have helped before, those that promise to help, those that want to help now. I implore you to help the orphans of the Southern Cameroons at this time. I've set up a page to collect funds which will be channeled through my sources in the region to ensure that they are spent properly and for the purpose for which we have raised them. Remember, each donation you give can save the life of a child. Each donation you give can improve the circumstances of a child. Each donation you give increases the chance that one day one of these children or some of them will not perish in their current state, but may come out of their penury, they may come out of their situation to be like me or better than me, making significant contribution to the world. And that would be because you cared at the time of their need. My dear friends, let me not bore you with long speeches. You know exactly what's at stake. It is the life of young children, and some of them babies, trapped in a conflict of which they know nothing. Please help me today and let's raise money for this cause. Let's raise money for the orphans of the Southern Cameroons. Let's make a difference to their lives. Let's be the few good people that do something, that take action, that add our own 2 cents to changing the world for the better. I count on your support. Check the link in the description below and start making your donations this minute, because every minute that passes increases anguish and takes some of these children closer to death. Some actually will die if we don't act quickly. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you for everything you do on the channel on behalf of all the causes I have supported. God richly bless you as you give.